So this is my very first video on narcissism, on narcissistic abuse recovery topic. And today we are going to discuss Narcissism 101. Okay, so what is a narcissistic personality and what is this word? I get a lot of question around this topic, and a lot of people they don't quite understand what is this personality type and how it affects any individual. So today, let's find out. Or today, I'm going to explain narcissistic abuse, the basics you were never taught. Okay, so let's begin. So, a lot of times people are not aware that they are dealing with a narcissist or they are in a narcissistic abusive relationship. So when this happens, a lot of clients come to me that when they are in this recognition or revealing stage, when they have just found out that they might be their partner might be a narcissistic personality type, and they just want to know more about it. So how you can find out or how you can know that you are dealing with a narcissist? So there are few first emotional moments. All the most of the victims they go through. Those are like they feel their partner is not really emotionally available. They feel that there is no emotional intimacy between them, and it's been like 5 years or 10 years into relationship, and they are just like, okay, what's going on? Why we just talk surface level. We never go into deep conversation. Whenever I talk, I don't feel that my partner is listening or really paying attention to me, or probably not interested. Why is it that? And a lot of times the victim they think maybe this is just their personality type. Some people they don't share much, they don't open up some much, they are probably introverted, but they also see that person, the narcissist person, that outside to the outside world, they are very nice and kind and very helpful. But with them, they behave differently. So there is a lot of confusion. There is a lot of self-doubt these victims go through. And in that process, in trying to fix their relationship, because this happens when it's already like few years has been passed, and they don't have that intimacy, and they are losing interest with each other. But the narcissist, he's happy. He doesn't care that there is no bonding, there is no intimacy in their relationship, because he's getting the supply. That person is getting the supply. But the non-narcissist, the victims, they're often like, okay, I want to work on this relationship. I want to fix, I want to find out what's going on. So they research, they Google, they talk to their friends, they find out, they know about different attachment styles, avoidant, anxious. And they're trying to make sense of all this, and they're very confused. They have, and when they try to open up, when they try to discuss this with their narcissist partner, they often dismiss. They're like, you're thinking too much, you're over reacting, there is nothing wrong with us, it's perfectly fine. But you deep down feel there is something missing. So among all this confusion and all this disconnect, the victims they come across a narcissist post or a video on YouTube or maybe a podcast on this topic, like Narcissism 101, or what is a narcissistic personality disorder. And they feel drawn to it because they are like, okay, this thing I haven't explored, let me see, let me hear. And when they hear about all the traits, the narcissistic personality disorders, uh, people they show, and they're like, that's where it clicks. That puzzle is not like now complete. They're like, oh, okay, this could be it. Maybe they are narcissistic. So they go deep. They read books. They research more. They listen to more YouTube videos. Um, because this is very uncommon. If you try to discuss with people around you, maybe your friends or maybe even your family or anyone, people are like, okay, I don't know, what is it, I don't know, because only the people who have or who are going through this kind of abuse, only they can understand. And I don't know what's the percentage, but I feel it's very low. It's like 10% or maybe no 5-10%, I don't know. uh, or maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, so once they find out that, okay, I'm dealing with a narcissist, maybe my partner could be a narcissist. So they dig more, they go into deep research, and there they explore, they find out mostly one of their parents were or are narcissist. And that stage is very shocking. It's like revealing, or they are like finding out, okay, I am part of this abuse, like since childhood. This emotional abuse, mental abuse has been happening by one of my parents, and most likely the other parent was like enabler or just let it happen. And it is very shocking to them because it's one of their family members, and they feel like really like they're grieving all those childhood years. So after finding out that there are narcissistic people in your family and your partner as well, so most likely you have narcissism going in your generation. This is carried out in different generation. It's a generational trauma, and this phase is very shocking. And it takes time to really recognize and accept, and make peace with it. After this stage, a lot of people, they go through this anger, rage state. They're like, why me, why it happened, all this emotional abuse. I lost so many my childhood years, even my adult years in this abusive relationship. I felt so confused, lot of self-doubt. I was always anxious or in fight and flight survival nervous system. It took so much of their time and energy, and they couldn't do a lot of stuff they wanted to do. So they're like very angry on that person, maybe one or two of their family members. And I always recommend my client that this stage, you let that anger out. Literally, you just talk it out, maybe to not to those people directly, but maybe in a safe space or with safe, trusted people. You just say it out, everything. This happened, that happened, I felt this. Or you also can write it down in a journal and then later burn it out. But just let that let all that anger come out. Feel that rage, because this is very important. Without doing this stage, or without really fully feeling your anger, you cannot move to the next stage, which is actually finding peace, finding that emotional stability or that inner strength within you. So this is the first step. Okay. This video, I'm just touching very like uh, surface level on this all 6 stages. So we discussed already the recognition stage, where you understand, you break through that fog and understand the dynamics that kept you stuck. Okay, the second step is reflection. So now you found out that you're in this abuse. You really need to know what in me allowed this to continue and why I attracted these people in my life. In this, because now you have already seen the external pattern, now we will gently turn inwards to uncover the internal wounds. And in this second stage, we cover usually what are the childhood imprints which shape your self worth, the way you look at yourself. And there are different like things you do, or maybe like behavior type, people pleasing, self abandonment, and different fawning behaviors, pleasing behavior because you don't want to get abandoned. And most likely, these people have codependency patterns because they don't feel safe and love within themselves. So they need someone to depend on constantly. And on that someone's emotional health, their safety is depending on. So how you lost touch with your needs, voice, and your boundaries. So, in this second stage, I reveal the root cause behind your emotional pain and toxic relation patterns. And of course, without self blame, this is not your fault, but it's your responsibility to look within and find out the root cause. The third stage is reclamation, where you rewrite your story. So, in this stage, uh, I work with my client with deep nervous system and subconscious reprogramming. We identify your emotional triggers, automatic reaction, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, and how to regulate your nervous system using somatic tools and breath works. So, recognizing and rewriting limiting beliefs is very important. Most of the victims, they have these common limiting beliefs like I'm not lovable, or I cannot live by myself, I cannot stay alone, I need someone always, I have to earn love, I'm not good enough. So many different kinds of limiting beliefs. And how to, when you're healing, you also need to set healthy boundaries with a narcissist, because you need to, if you cannot physically separate, you need to emotionally detach from them to keep your mental and emotional peace. So, what are the common traits of a narcissistic personality disorder? So, there are many, but I would just point out the important ones. The first one is they always feel they are superior, they are better, and they always try to maintain their image to the outside world, or maybe with yourself also. But it's like they want to feel or look always good. Maybe it's a nice person, good person, kind, helpful. They are constantly working towards maintaining their good image. Okay, so that's number one. Then they are they are very, like, they lie a lot. They say one thing, and then after a few days they will say, I never said that, that never happened. Okay, we did not decide that, we did decide something else. So they try to, so they are like they lie a lot. Then they try to twist your reality. That's called gaslighting. Means they will say something like, um, you're this is what happened, and some means you're discussing with them, we have decided to do these things, and then you said this, and then I said this, but they're like, no, 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 that never happened. Actually, I said this, and then you said this. And this is very common with like normal people too, but with narcissists, this happens a lot. And because of that, you start questioning your memory. You start questioning, okay, is there something wrong with me? So you have this self-doubt. So that is typical gaslighting phrases. So we covered three. So the fourth one is like they lack that emotional intimacy. They are, I would say, they have good emotional intelligence. They understand people's emotions, but they cannot really connect with anyone. So you might have seen that they have some friends or colleagues or even with their family member, they don't really feel love towards them. They don't really have special bonds with them. It's just very surface level. Okay. And then the last one I would say that it's always a they it's always like they're wearing a mask. With outside word, they're always nice, kind, and people mostly are praising them. And probably you are also in this kind of bubble that, oh, they are a good person. I'm so lucky I got them. But with you, they start devaluing you after initial few years of your relationship. And you start questioning, is it just me? Am I only thinking that they're not nice, they're liars, they're kind of manipulative? But when I talk to others, people don't think that. For them, they are like perfect person. So what's wrong with me? So there is again a lot of confusion, self-doubt, and you feel like not trusting your gut instinct. So these are some common traits and behavior of narcissistic personality disorder or narcissistic people we just discussed. If you identify any of those or all of those, then you are probably dealing with a narcissist. Okay. So what to do once you identify that you are dealing with a narcissist? So, number one thing is you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your emotional health. Definitely, it's not a good idea to reveal this or to say this to a narcissist that you are a narcissist, because they are highly likely to twist your words and make you crazy. Okay, so this is for your information, for your benefit only, that you keep this with yourself. Then, after recognizing, you start your healing journey. You start working on yourself. In that, there are a lot of stuff, and it takes a lot of time. Usually, I would say anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. Either you can do it by yourself or you can take someone's help, like a therapist or life coach, who can walk you through all these phases of from surviving to thriving. In my one-on-one coaching, I have 6 stages of your healing journey, and I have different courses, programs, sorry, where I take you from each stage, each 6 stage per month. And of course, there is ongoing support and also a lot of materials, a lot of tools I share with my clients. So if you're interested, I can talk about that now. In the coaching experience, what you will learn, I can just say that you will learn how to stop reacting and start responding with power. Then you understand narcissistic patterns without falling for them. Then I also teach you how to regulate your nervous system and stop emotional spiral, how to rebuild your self-worth and trust your intuition again, how to set boundaries without feeling guilty. So, how to become emotionally strong, how to know your triggers, how to process, how to respond when you get triggered. This is very important. So, when you are in your healing journey, you go through a lot of stuff. You get to know yourself, you get to know your limiting beliefs, you get to know your triggers and hooks, what kept you in this relationship and what made you attract these kind of people in your life. So while in your healing journey, once you identify your triggers and your patterns, what you are looking at in after 6 months or maybe a year, you are uh, very confident emotionally. Your confidence, self-worth, and self-love has gone up. You feel very, you have clarity. You are no longer you're no longer second guessing yourself. You're much calmer, stronger, and you're unshakable. Even someone tries to trigger you, you know that, and you can really respond to them calmly. So when you get to that stage, I call this like you're really thriving. You got your power back. But it takes time, and with patience and micro steps, you will get there. So if you feel you need help in your healing journey, if you need that, you need someone to hold you accountable in your um, subconscious reprogramming, nervous system regulation, how to not react and how to respond calmly. If you need any help, I have a few one-on-one coaching programs. I will attach the link here in the description. Please check it out. Or if you don't want to enroll, you can follow me for more videos on narcissistic personality disorder. I'll be posting regularly on different type of topics, but especially about how to deal and heal from narcissistic abuse. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.